I stumbled onto a chilling discovery. It seemed like my son was being bullied by his classmates. I was in the bathroom getting ready to wash clothes, and I saw clumps of his cut hair scattered all over the floor. The next night when I got home from work, I noticed one of his shoes was missing. I asked him about the hair in the shoes, but he quickly changed the subject and refused to talk about it. Then one morning, I found his water bottle filled with mud. I thought back to a night not long ago, when there was a fire at a bar nearby. My son and I stood on the balcony watching the firefighters put it out, when he suddenly asked me a strange question.
豚の脳を移植した人間は人間？豚？何の話?
All of these unusual behaviors made something click in my mind. My son was going through bullying at school, especially that night when I got home from work and he wasn't there. I drove out into the nearby woods looking for him and found his bike abandoned beside the mountain road. I followed an old railway deep into the woods for what felt like forever, and finally found him in a pitch-black tunnel. On the drive home, my son looked guilty as he apologized to me. I wasn't angry. I didn't scold him. Instead, I gently comforted him. After your dad died, I made up my mind. No matter how hard it gets, I'll raise you right. I just want you to grow up healthy and safe, and settle down with a family like everyone else, so I can finally breathe easy. But before I even finished, my son suddenly opened the car door and jumped out. I took him to the hospital for treatment, and out of worry even had him do a brain CT scan. Luckily, he didn't injure his head, just a few minor scrapes and bruises. After we left the hospital, I kept reassuring him, telling him not to blame himself. But when I reached out to touch his head, he snapped like he'd been shocked, losing control of his emotions.
豚の脳なんだよね。湊の脳は豚の脳と入れ替われてんだよ。
I was confused. My once obedient, well-behaved son. Why was he suddenly so volatile? Why did he say he had a pig's brain? Why did he think he was a monster? I wanted to find the answers, and I was convinced someone must have called him those cruel names. After I pressed him for answers, my son finally spoke the name of his tormentor. I had assumed the bully was another student, but to my shock, it was his teacher.